Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online, the SLOTRO edition. This is Gnarlrynae here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlrynae. Good girl. When last we left off, we had just traveled to Amon Wraith, and we were speaking to the ranger of Marion, and his dog down here, Iorhu, or Yorhu, who we thought was our little bear cub whenever he first appeared. He's got a number of survivors around. Kind of reminds me of Nona's Cave in a way. So let's go ahead and get the quest from him. The only other quest we currently have active here in the Fields of Fornost is the Treasures from the Field, where we need to go out there and investigate Amon Amarun. Give me just a second here. Is that it? Yes. Let's slide everything over. As always, we have been doing the Yule Festival stuff and basically dual boxing. And whenever you dual box, it throws everything off there. Let's see, and I need to get everything gets scrunched up in the middle of the screen whenever you go into window mode and have two screens side by side. So there we are. So we've got to go out to Amon Amarun and let us talk to Marion. Boy, we got a lot of ams in here, don't we?
Would you do something for me?
Of course I will. Let's raise up the font here. Low food stores, level 26. You are welcome to rest here for a time, friend, but I'm afraid that you will not find much peace. Evil things stir in Fornost, while the hills of Amandir to the east are ravaged by wargs. These people look to me for their defense. Alas, food is in short supply, and I fear to leave them alone while I hunt. Amon Wraith was of old a defensible position, but I am only one man. If you choose not to heed my warning and travel east, might I ask that you hunt the boars that roam Minas Vrun? They have taken over those ruins and show no signs of leaving. So get some tough boar meat at Minas Vrun to the east. That we can do. And we will also head back down into the fields and see if we can get to that Amon Amarun. So let's mount up, since Colbert the Mad over there gave us that one first. That is where we will head first. So let's go ahead and ride over that way and head on back out into the fields. Hope everyone's having a good day since we saw you last yesterday with Nomadan. It has been a good time. I'm just back from back home from celebrating my anniversary with my wife. It was our 21st wedding anniversary yesterday, and we had a good time. Basically, well, she cooked a big meal. I offered to take her. I said, honey, let's go out and eat. Don't want you working, all this kind of stuff. No, don't want that. So we ended up taking a nice, long, romantic walk together with each other, hand in hand, and talking about the last 21 years and possibly the next 21. And then she cooked, made a meal for us. It was a real healthy salad, but there was some cooking. She cooked a couple of steaks and chopped it up and put inside of it. So it wasn't totally rabbit food and all. So we had that, and then it was, I would say, Netflix and chill, but it wasn't Netflix. It was watching a recorded Premier League game. It was the Wolves versus Manchester City. Manchester City got their butts kicked. I cannot believe that Ederson, their keeper, got taken out with a red card in the first 10 minutes. I think in minute 11 or minute 12, he was taken out. Let's see, Blood Eye's pack. Blood Eye, a shadow beast of Fornost, roams near with his pack of snarling barghests. You should drive off the deadly Blood Eye. Sure, we'll go ahead and accept that. We will take the landscape quest here. But yeah, Ederson got taken out with a red card for running into was it Silva? I think he ran into Silver. And yeah, and and Claudio Bravo had to come in. Their backup keeper had to come in and play the rest of the game, and Man City had to play one person down, of course, had to play with 10 people. And I just wondered what the conversation was like in the locker room later, because, you know, Claudio Bravo had a very famous red card in a game he was in where he was a keeper and he scooped up the ball outside of the box. He went out and he wasn't paying attention to where he was, and he scooped the ball up and grabbed it, throw it, and he was outside the box. And even a keeper can't handle the ball outside the box. So it was like, oh hell. So I'm wondering here, is this where we find Ammon, or is it over that way? I have no idea. So I'm wondering, you know, if Bravo had the conversation with him later of, you know, don't worry about it, this kind of stuff happens. You know, yeah, you should have been more careful not to run into the guy, but it happens, and you know what? My mistake was more egregious than yours, because this guy, I mean, Ederson just basically ran into the guy. You know, both of them were going after the ball, and Ederson, you know, just did not stop and get out of his way and ran into him while he had control of the ball, so that was the end of that. But I think it was just because he was flying out with so much speed, they could not come up with a way to stop. But, you know, it's bad, but, you know, not as bad as Bravo just handballing it, just absolutely scooping the ball up to throw it while he was out about 6 yards past the box there, the penalty box. But enough of that. Yes, we had a good time watching that game and sipping on scotch and just enjoying each other's company. All right, let's see if we can find this hill here, or this ruin. I'm on whatever it is. I begin to think it really isn't over this way. In fact, let me park right up here for a second. As I've said before, it always pays to actually look at what the guy is in the eastern fields of Fornos. Well, we are headed west, so we need to go back that way. It was in the location where we first were, wasn't it? It was indeed in the direction we were kind of first going in, so let's ride on back that way. Get us a nice tour of the fields of Fornos while we're at it. Anyway, we had a really good anniversary, and looking forward to having another one, having just as good one next year. Wouldn't want them very, very much more than once a year, you know. Don't tend to get anything done. Scoot on between those two, we can. If nothing else, our ability to slide in between mods, slide in and out between mobs, has not diminished over the years, because that's an ability that I cultivated and got much better at back in the EverQuest days. In EverQuest, you didn't have the mobs weren't tethered, you know. They didn't have a certain range that they wouldn't chase you beyond, and then, you know, once you got past that range, they'd give up and go back. That was something that came in in World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft was the first ones to put their first big game to put their mobs on a leash, or if you could just get far enough away from them, they'd give up and go back. EverQuest wouldn't do that, and EverQuest mobs were quite often, we've discussed before, they were quite often of the type that they were, even out here in the fields, they would spoke how certain areas would have all sorts of mobs all mixed in together. might have the mobs that were appropriate to your level, but you might run into a whole bunch of other mobs that were just as tough, were tougher than you, and way over your level. And they could easily... Now entering the Greenway again. Alright, so all this stuff is Greenway stuff. So that ain't gonna help us. We need to come on up this way. So when you had mobs that were higher than you and could eat your lunch, and who wouldn't give up chasing you unless you hit a zone line. Here we go. Girthgar the Life Sapper. Level 25. A great shuddering dread chills you to your bones. You have encountered Girthagar, a terrifying presence in the fields of Fornos. This ghostly being is strong from having pulled the life from the lands around it. Girthagar the Life Sapper. Okay. Well, we can certainly take that on. I also wonder if this is perhaps the Amon Hamarun that it was wanting. Is that Girthagar? There's Girthagar. What level are you, Girthagar? You're a level 26. You're another tough one, kind of like that other one that we fought over yonder, aren't you? What have I got right behind that thing? A bar guest, huh? Let's go ahead and dismount. I'm going to take on Girthagar. I don't want this episode here to be entirely... I see a flashing chest, rusting coffer, an old stone marker, treasures from the fields. There we go. Didn't want this episode to be entirely me talking about garbage and reminiscing about my wife and I and our relationship. Let's go ahead and pull up our cub. We have named Baloo. I think is a very appropriate name, being that Baloo is from Jungle Book. Baloo is from the Jungle Book, both the Jungle Book, and the movie, the Disney animated movie of the Jungle Book, which I think is quite appropriate. Because he is a very chill bear. Get it? Chill bear? Yeah? Get it? Yeah, I thought you might. He is a very chilled out bear. And at the very same time, the fact that he comes from the jungle. The fact he comes from the jungle is also totally appropriate here for our totally appropriate for our Tundra Cub companion, don't you think? Now, we are going to take on you, now that we got your also-rans out of the way, the ones that were likely to give us trouble. Ah, a live hole in hell, let me devour you. I will drain all that you have, all that you are. You take him on. I'm going to lock him down. And see if I can get back over here out of the way a little bit. Your death will make me stronger. That's alright. We are going to blast you down. Sooner or later, God'll touch you down. Got Johnny Cash running through my head out here tonight. And that's a good thing to have, if you want to know the truth. Let's see if we can drain some power off of you. I think we did. Ready to advance. Girthagar the Life Sapper. Is that my villainous Oathbreaker? Are we actually on you? I think we are. Boy. That was you, no, you must have wandered up from down below. I didn't think that y'all respawned that quick. Let's get on out of the circle here, so that we won't be sitting there attracting others, especially when the others respawn. That one didn't have... Nope, that one doesn't have anything to click on. So let's go ahead and advance it. You have defeated Gurthagar, one of the chief forces of evil in the fields of Fornos. Fantastic. That is now 2 of the named like fell spirits that we have come across and taken out there. Now, can we get past this guy? Don't know. Oh, roused guardians. Roused guardians of Amon Amrun. The ancient guardians of Amon Amrun have awoken, pouring out of the tombs in a blind rage. Defeat the enraged shades. Okay. Not sure what counts as an enraged shade. I don't know if any of these count or not. It looks like they do. Good. Boy, poor Baloo. Defeated an enraged shade. Poor Baloo is going to get as tired of running back and forth every time I root these things down, as all my others are. Let's take you on. Can we get you without pulling the guy behind you? We can. All right. Hey, that's 2 down. Let's see if we click on this, an old stone marker. Oh, Dumorn. Let's see. Who disturbs Amon Amrun? More thieves to unearth our treasure? Have a taste of death, thief. 26. Okay, tell you what. Before we do that, we got some food. I'm sure we got some food. Let's take... I'm thinking vitality would be good. How about some... Do we have something that gives us... Got actual stuff that... 22 in combat power, 23 morale. It's only a level 5, but let's go ahead and use it. Every little bit helps. And let's continue the quest here. And take you on. Of course you did. Come on. Been too bad out here this evening. Let's hit you with lightning again. Dumorn is enraged by the notion of thieves rummaging through the ancient tomb of Amrun Amaroth. Thief, 1,000 curses upon those who steal from Amon Amrun. Okay, so was that it? Do we need to go back, search for signs of looters? Okay. Well, we found a sign of it now, since I am now officially a looter. And that's something they've talked about for a long time. It's an old trope in... A very old trope in Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing games that, you know, we're not heroes, we're just, we are vagabond... serial killers, looters and serial killers. We go out, kill things, and take their stuff. Invade their homes, kill them, and take their stuff. Defeated an enraged shade. Alright, let's take you on too. We still have the food ticking away on us. That is another shade down. We still need to see we can find evidence of looters. Beyond us, of course. Walk you to the ground. You're the one, yes. Knowledge of the Lore Master? Yeah, and examines the weaknesses and stuff, didn't it? Which we don't actually need at the moment. Come on. I hate these things. They're as bad as the burrowers that burrow under the ground and keep you from attacking them, and I've always hated the way the shades do that too. And I can take this off because we're not even fighting the archer anymore. Ugh, cancel. Didn't get that one. Alright, have we seen any sign of looters out here? People looting. I mean, I'm looking for places where people be digging. Anything like that. Let's send you to get him while I loot him down. Maybe the other guy won't reappear. Let's see, one of y'all I need to stun. Now, let's take you on. Now, take him on. Hit him with my stick. Rousted Guardians. Okay, so that was enough. You have defeated a number of angry shades at Amon Amarun. Yay! Very good. And we had a trait that went up. New deeds. Glories long past. Final. We'll take a look at that new deed as soon as we finish looking around here and trying to find our evidence of looters. What kind of signs is it? Seem to be disturbed. The ancient tomb's been robbed. Many old treasures from before the days of Fornos' downfall must remain in the field. Search for signs of looters. Well, we were searching for signs of looters. Search all around the outside now. Is there anything over here, perhaps? I mean, this is still Amon Amarun. Let's take this guy on. Balu, can you help me out here? Thanks, buddy. Let's see if I can pull power off of him this time before you kill him. Nope, didn't do it again. Any sign of looters up here? Nope, no sign of looters. We are still on the hill, though. Boy, look at all these tombs around the outside. Did not realize we had all these. Did not realize you were standing there either. Okay. Say, are you gonna come out, or are you just gonna sit there and marshal your forces? Yeah, there's no need in pulling power. It's not gonna work. Looking for any sign, looking for any tombs that have been broken into or anything. Anything at all. Alright. There's another rusted coffer. Yeah, go play with your dog there, okay? While we do some more looting. Hoping that maybe all this looting we're doing is going to be used as evidence. Yeah, if we're the ones doing the looting, does that help? Oh, there we go. Your entrance has been opened and you feel as if you are being watched. Indeed. I'm thinking that's because we are. Yes, got the power off of them that time. Very good. Speak with the person who followed you here. Who followed me here? Okay. I feel as if you were being watched. Speak with the person who followed you here. Alright, let's see if we can find anyone that followed us here, because I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. I'm not seeing any rings on the map. There's Girthagar again. I come across the top here? I can. Whoop, whoop. There's a ring. There's a ring. Okay. So were you following us here? Thought it was Bingo standing there for a moment. That would have been most appropriate. Colbert!
How can I be of service?
Clever to have found me out. The brothers Colbert, adventurers. That's who we were afore we adventured here. The brothers Colbert, grave robbers, afore we robbed the wrong grave. The brothers Colbert, making a fine living before Amon Amrun. Now it is just one Colbert. Colbert the Mad. It would seem that Colbert the Mad sent you here as a sort of confession to his crimes of robbing tombs and poking around where he didn't belong. Well, if that's a crime, what the hell are we? Because that's what we've been doing constantly. Treasures from the fields. It's our entire reason
Could I speak
for
with
being.
you a moment?
The Madman's Tale. You asked Colbert the Mad what happened here after he attempted to rob the graves of Amon Amrun. 2 went in and 1 came out, but I never came out. Not really. The shades that stirred as we cradled the loot, they stir now in my mind, always. I can never leave Amon Amrun, like the shades. Soon I'll be no more than a wandering ghost, just like them. Find the heirloom chest and return it to its tomb. Okay, we can certainly do that. That is where we will stop. Standing here with Colbert the Mad, and we will have to see where the devil we need to find this heirloom chest from. Alrighty? So there you go, folks. I hope you have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed having y'all along. Hope it's been entertaining. It was definitely a bit of a talkie on this one. So next time we will continue on. I will think about, do we continue with Colbert the Mad? Do we travel further to the east and see if we can find some boar meat for the poor refugees? We'll have to see which way it goes. So thank y'all for coming, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.